My fiancé posted, "I will take half your paycheck from now on." I agreed. I am a 33-year-old guy. And this all started at exactly 7:12 p.m. on a Friday night in late June. I was sitting on the couch in our apartment in Columbus, Ohio, scrolling Reddit like usual. After a long week at work, my fiancée Jenna was in the bedroom with the door shut. She had been laughing at her phone for like 20 minutes. That kind of high-pitched laugh she usually saved for group chats with her friends. Then my phone buzzed. It was a notification from Facebook. I hardly use Facebook anymore, but Jenna tags me sometimes. Opened it and nearly dropped my phone. There it was in black text under her name. "From now on I will be taking half of Matt's paycheck. Do not worry." He agreed. I froze. I was not sure if it was a joke or if she had lost her mind. We had never even talked about her having access to my paycheck. We split bills evenly. I had a separate savings account I had built since college. And now she was broadcasting this online. I walked to the bedroom and pushed the door open. "Jenna, what the hell is this?" I held up my phone. She smirked, barely looking up. "Relax, it is just a joke. Everyone knows it is a joke. Does not look like a joke." She shrugged. "Come on, people post funny couple stuff all the time. It is not that deep." But here is the thing. The comments were not people laughing. They were her friends, chiming in. Like, "Yes, Queen, secure that bag," and finally making him useful. One guy I did not know wrote, "Half, you deserve all of it." That is when the pit formed in my stomach. The next morning Jenna brought it up casually over breakfast. So I was thinking maybe it is not a bad idea. Like, what if we did combine finances? You make more anyway. I stared at her. "We have never talked about this." She sipped coffee. "Well, we are getting married. Is not that what couples do? Pool everything." The way she said everything made me pause. I asked, "So what exactly do you mean by half my paycheck?" She set down her mug and leaned forward. "I mean, every time you get paid we put half in my account. That way I can manage bills, groceries, everything. You are not good with money anyway." That last part stung. I had been careful with money my whole life. She, on the other hand, had maxed out 2 credit cards before we even met. I did not answer right away. She grinned like she had me cornered. "Unless you are saying you do not trust me." That hit me harder than I expected. Of course I trusted her. Or at least I thought I did. And stupidly, instead of shutting it down, I said, "Fine. If that makes you feel secure, I will do it." She lit up. "See, I knew you would agree." But deep down something felt off. The first payday after that, I transferred half of my direct deposit into her account. Exactly 1/400. She sent me a screenshot with heart emojis like it was some sweet romantic gesture. For about 2 weeks things were normal. Then little things started happening. She upgraded her phone without asking. A package showed up from Nordstrom with 600 boots. When I asked, she said, "Do not worry, it is from our money now." At first I brushed it off. But then at exactly 3:14 p.m. on a Wednesday my bank app sent me a low balance alert. I checked, and the savings account I had been building since I was 23, almost 28,000. My heart stopped. I rushed home and confronted her. "Where is my savings?" She did not even flinch. "Our savings, you mean?" "No, Jenna. That is my account. How did you even—" She cut me off. "You gave me half your paycheck. That means I am part of your finances. I just moved the money to my account, so it is easier to manage." I could not breathe. "You drained $17,000 without asking me." She crossed her arms. "It is not without asking. I literally asked you when I posted. You agreed." I could not believe what I was hearing. I called my best friend Daniel that night. He has been my friend since high school, and he works as a paralegal for a family law attorney. When I told him, he whistled. "Dude, that is financial abuse. You need to be careful. Document everything." So that is what I started doing. Screenshots of her post. Screenshots of transfers. Photos of receipts from her shopping sprees. Recordings of conversations where she admitted taking money. But the more I documented, the bolder she got. At a dinner with her parents, she bragged, "Matt finally came around. He is letting me control everything now. It is so much easier." Her mom smiled like it was normal. Her dad chuckled and said, "Smart girl, keep him in line." I sat there gripping my fork, smiling like everything was fine. But inside I was boiling. The next twist came. A week later, at 11:47 p.m. on a Saturday, I got an email alert. New credit card application approved. Under my name, with my social security number. I had not applied for anything. I woke Jenna up and showed her. She yawned. "Oh yeah, I did that. We needed a backup card. You committed fraud in my name." She rolled her eyes. "It is not fraud if we are engaged. You are so dramatic." That was the moment I knew I could not just let it slide. I went to see Daniel's boss, Lawson, the family law attorney. He looked over my evidence and said, "This is serious. If you marry her, she will have legal access to everything. She could bankrupt you in a year. I recommend ending this engagement immediately." I nodded, but part of me still hesitated. We had been together 4 years, already put down a $5,000 deposit on the wedding venue. My mom adored her. Breaking it off would blow up my whole life. But then came the final straw. It was a Thursday morning at 8:06 a.m. I was on my way to work when I got a call from my bank's fraud department. Someone had tried to wire an account to an account under the name J. Carter. That is Jenna's last name. I felt cold all over. I raced back home, stormed into the apartment, and yelled, "Did you try to wire 10 grand this morning?" She blinked, caught off guard, then said, "Why are you acting like it is a big deal?" "I was just moving it. Keep it safe." "Safe from who?" I shouted. "You are stealing from me." Her face twisted. "It is not stealing. It is mine too." And that is when I realized she really believed it. She thought she was entitled to everything I had. That night, I quietly packed a bag, grabbed my important documents, and went to stay with Daniel. I blocked Jenna on everything. The next day I called the venue and explained I lost the $5,000 deposit, but the relief I felt was worth every penny. When Jenna finally realized I was gone, she blew up my phone with texts. "You will regret this. You cannot survive without me. Everyone will know. You are the bad guy." But here's the thing. I had every receipt, and I was not about to let her rewrite the story. When Jenna realized I was not coming back, things escalated faster than I expected. At first it was non-stop texts. Dozens. "An hour. You are overreacting. Just come home and we will fix it." Then it shifted into threats. "I will ruin you. You will lose everyone if you do this to me." I ignored her. I was staying at Daniel's apartment, sleeping on his couch, keeping my documents and laptop close. At 9:42 a.m. on Monday, I sat down with his boss, Mr. Lawson, again. He flipped through my folder of screenshots and bank statements. "This is more than just financial abuse," he said. "She has committed identity theft. She applied for credit in your name. She tried to wire funds without your consent. If you press charges, she could face jail time." I swallowed hard. Jail time. For Jenna. I had loved this woman for 4 years, and now I was staring at the possibility of putting her behind bars. Mr. Lawson leaned back. "My advice: file a police report immediately. The longer you wait, the more damage she can do." So that is exactly what I did. That afternoon at 3:27 p.m., I walked into the Columbus Police Department with my folder. The officer at the desk listened patiently as I explained. When I showed him the fraudulent credit card approval email, he nodded. "Yes, that is criminal. We will open a case." They took copies of everything. The officer said, "Freeze your credit, close compromised accounts, and let us know if she contacts you again about money." That night, Jenna showed up at Daniel's building. She stood outside screaming my name at the top of her lungs. The building manager called the cops. When they arrived, she switched tactics immediately, crying and saying, "He stole from me." But the office already had my report. They warned her to leave, or she would be arrested. She finally stormed off, shouting, "You will regret this, Matt." Over the next week, I cleaned up the financial mess, froze my credit, opened new accounts, locked down everything. I even found out she had tried to access my phone. Thankfully, HR flagged the request. But the real shock came when one of my coworkers, Lisa, pulled me aside at 10:18 a.m. on a Thursday. "Hey, just so you know, Jenna posted in a local Facebook group that you cheated on her. She is saying that is why you left." My jaw dropped. I had never cheated in my life. Lisa showed me the post on her phone. There it was. Jenna's words. "He emptied our account because he is running off with some girl from work." People were commenting, "What a loser. She deserves better. Expose him." I was furious. I screenshotted everything. That night I got a call from an unknown number. I answered. It was Jenna's older brother, Mark. He said, Matt, what the hell are you doing to my sister? She says you stole from her. I took a deep breath and said, Mark, do you want the truth? I have all the receipts. She stole $17,000 from my savings. She opened credit in my name. She tried to wire 10 grand to herself. I filed a police report. He was silent for a long time. Then he muttered, if that is true, she is in deep shit. The next morning Jenna texted me from a new number. You went too far. Talking to my family, posting lies. You will pay. I did not reply. I just forwarded everything to my lawyer. 2 weeks later, the police called. They had officially opened an investigation into the fraudulent credit card application. They asked me to come in to give a full statement. At the station, the detective, a guy named Rodriguez, looked me in the eye and said, you did the right thing, documenting everything most people do not, and it is their word against the other person. You have got a solid case. Hearing that gave me a weird mix of relief and heartbreak. Meanwhile, Jenna was not slowing down. At exactly 1:05 p.m. on a Saturday, I got an email from HR at my job. Someone had submitted an anonymous complaint that I was embezzling company funds. Guess who? I had to sit through an internal review. Luckily, I was completely clean. ET traced the anonymous email back to Jenna's IP address. HR closed the case, but I was humiliated. Word got around the office. When I confronted her by text, wrote, you are trying to ruin my career now, she replied instantly. You ruined my life. This is just consequences. I could not believe how twisted she had become. The next turning point came in August, when Detective Rodriguez called. We have subpoenaed the bank records. She wired money into her own account under your name. That is enough for charges. A week later at 6:48 a.m., there was a knock at Jenna's apartment door. She was arrested for identity theft and attempted wire fraud. I did not see her in person again until the preliminary hearing. She looked at me with pure hatred across the courtroom. Her lawyer tried to argue it was all a misunderstanding between fiancés. But when the judge saw the screenshots of her bragging online, from now on, I will be taking half of Matt's paycheck. His face hardened. The case moved forward. In the meantime, I tried to piece my life back together. Daniel would not let me pay rent while I stayed with him. Save your money, man, he said. You have been through enough. My mom cried when I finally told her everything. I thought she was perfect for you, she whispered. I am so sorry I pushed you toward her. I told her, it is not your fault. She fooled all of us. October, Jenna finally pled out. Her lawyer cut a deal: restitution, plus 2 years probation with 6 months of house arrest. She had to pay me back the $17,000 she drained. The irony, she did not have the money. Her parents ended up covering most of it. The wedding venue kept the $5,000 deposit, but I did not care anymore. I was just glad to be free. Months passed. Life slowly got normal again. I moved into a new apartment. I started going to therapy to process everything. Then one night at 9:11 p.m., I got a random text from Jenna. You destroyed me. Are you happy? I stared at it for a long time before replying. No, Jenna, you destroyed yourself. Actions have consequences. She never replied again. Now it has been a year. I am in a much better place. I have learned to protect myself financially and emotionally. I am dating again, slowly, carefully. And sometimes when I think back to that night she posted, we'll take half your paycheck from now on, I almost laugh. Because she was right about one thing. She did take half my paycheck, but in the end, she lost everything else. P.S. Jenna, if you ever read this, I want you to know I kept every receipt. And that is why you could not bury me under your lies. Thanks to everyone who has been following this. And
A few people asked if she ever tried to reach out again through friends. She did. She asked Daniel to mediate. He blocked her instantly. She also showed up at my new place once, but the restraining order took care of that quick. And for anyone dealing with something similar, document everything. Do not wait until it is too late.